Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of today's GK. Let's begin with previous day's practice question. Question was, consider the following statements regarding the Chaste probe. 1. It measures the temperature profile of the Mars topsoil. 2. It was developed by the NASA. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2? The correct answer is option D, neither 1 nor 2. Recently, the Indian Space Research Organization released a graph of the temperature variation between the moon's surface and a point around 8 cm below as measured by an instrument named Chaste probe. The Chandra Surface Thermophysical Experiment or Chaste is a temperature probe. It can be driven into the moon's surface using a motor to a depth of up to 10 cm and has 10 sensors. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. It measured the temperature profile of the lunar topsoil around the South Pole to understand its thermal behavior. It was developed by the Space Physics Laboratory of ISRO's Vikram Sarabhai Space Center together with the Physical Research Laboratory, Ahmedabad. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Therefore, option D is the correct answer. Now, let's begin today's session. First question is, consider the following statements with reference to Sharath Chandra Bose. 1. He never joined the Indian National Congress. 2. He was in favor of the partition of Bengal. 3. He established a news agency, Orient Press Agency. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, or none? The correct answer is option A, only 1. The 133rd birth anniversary of Sharath Chandra Bose, a patriot, freedom fighter, politician, barrister, and journalist, is being celebrated on 6th September. He devoted all his earnings to students and other freedom fighters, especially to his younger brother, Subhash Chandra Bose. He joined the Indian National Congress in 1918. He embraced ethical politics and, in his words, believed that nothing which is morally wrong is politically right. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. Sharath Chandra Bose was the first to protest against the partition of Bengal and Punjab and resigned from his post. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. He also established a news agency, Orient Press Agency, in 1929 and considered partition as suicide for the cause of Indian independence. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Therefore, option A is the correct answer. Next question is, consider the following statements regarding the Indian Railways. 1. Its formal inauguration took place on April 16, 1853. 2. The first passenger train journey commenced on August 15, 1854 from Howrah station to Hooghly. Which of the statement or statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2? The correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. Recently, Jaya Varma Sinha became the first woman to head the top body of the Indian Railways, the Railway Board. She will be the first woman to lead the board in its 118-year history. It should be noted that the formal inauguration of the Indian Railways took place on April 16, 1853. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Additionally, the first passenger train journey started on August 15, 1854 from Howrah station to Hooghly. Hence, statement 2 is correct. It's worth mentioning that India's first railway station is located in Mumbai, Maharashtra, and it is named Boribandar Railway Station. Therefore, option C is the correct answer. Next question is, which organization calculates India's gross domestic product? Central Statistics Office, National Sample Survey Office, Department of Economic Affairs, or Reserve Bank of India? The correct answer is option A, Central Statistics Office. Recently, India's GDP growth rate increased to 7.8% in the April to June quarter. It is worth noting that GDP or gross domestic product is the monetary value of all goods and services produced within a country during a specific period. It serves as an economic snapshot of a country and is used to estimate the size and growth rate of its economy. The Central Statistics Office under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation is responsible for calculating India's GDP, collecting comprehensive economic data, and maintaining statistical records. GDP can be calculated using 3 approaches: expenditure, production, or income, and it can be adjusted for inflation and population to provide more detailed information. Therefore, option A is the correct answer. Next question is, consider the following statements with reference to the parliamentary session. 1. Summoning of parliament sessions is specified in Article 85 of the Constitution. 2. The power to summon a parliament session lies with the government. 3. The decision to summon a session is formally made by the Cabinet Committee on Parliamentary Affairs. which is officially chaired by the Prime Minister. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only one, only two, all three, or none. The correct answer is option B, only two. Recently, the announcement to convene a special session of Parliament was made. It should be noted that summoning a session of Parliament is specified in Article 85 of the Constitution. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The power to summon a session of Parliament lies with the Government of India. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The decision to convene a session is formally taken by the Cabinet Committee on Parliamentary Affairs, which is chaired by the President. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. In India, there is no fixed parliamentary calendar. Instead, tradition dictates that Parliament has 3 sessions in a year: the budget session, the monsoon session, and the winter session. There cannot be an interval of more than 6 months between 2 sessions of Parliament. This means that Parliament meets at least twice a year. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Next question is, consider the following statements regarding the preventive detention. 1. Its meaning is to detain someone as a punishment for a criminal offence. 2. Article 22 of the Indian Constitution is related to it. Which of the statement or statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option B, 2 only. Recently, the Supreme Court strongly condemned the growing trend in the state of Telangana of passing orders of preventive detention. The meaning of preventive detention is to detain a person without trial and conviction by the court. Its purpose is not to punish a person for past offences but to prevent them from committing offences in the near future. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. Article 22 of the Indian Constitution provides safeguards for persons arrested or detained, and it has 2 parts. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Preventive detention occurs when a person is held in police custody based solely on suspicion that they may commit a criminal act or harm society in the future. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Next question is, consider the following statements regarding the fiscal deficit. 1. It is the difference between the government's total expenditure and its total revenue excluding borrowing. 2. It is expressed as a percentage of the country's total gross domestic product. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. Recently, the centre's fiscal deficit in the first 4 months of the 2023-24 touched 33.9% of the full year target. Fiscal deficit is the difference between the government's total expenditure and its total revenue excluding borrowings. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It is often expressed as a percentage of the country's GDP. Hence, statement 2 is correct. A high fiscal deficit can lead to inflation, devaluation of the currency, and an increase in the debt burden, while a lower fiscal deficit is seen as a positive sign of fiscal discipline and a healthy economy. Therefore, option C is the correct answer. Next question is, consider the following statements with reference to the Sun. 1. It is a 4.5 billion year old yellow dwarf star. 2. It is situated 15 million kilometers away from the Earth. 3. It is located at the center of our solar system. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, or none? The correct answer is option B, only 2. Recently, ISRO successfully launched its important solar mission Aditya L1. Aditya L1 is an Indian coronagraphy spacecraft designed to study the Sun and the solar environment. It's worth noting that the Sun is a 4.5 billion year old yellow dwarf star, hence statement 1 is correct. It is composed of hydrogen and helium and is located at a distance of approximately 93 million miles, that is 150 million kilometers from the Earth. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. It is located at the center of our solar system. Hence, statement 3 is correct. The Sun has a significant impact on our planet as it regulates weather, ocean currents, seasons, and climate on the Earth. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Next question is, in the context of Indian biodiversity, what is the IUCN status of stump-tailed macaques? Critically endangered, near threatened, vulnerable, or endangered? The correct answer is option C, vulnerable. Recently, 8 stump-tailed macaques were brought to the Delhi Zoo from the Aizawl Zoological Park in Mizoram. It, also called the bear macaque, is a species of Old World monkey found in South Asia. They are found in tropical and subtropical evergreen forest, and males are larger than females. They are native to Cambodia, southwest China, northeast India, Laos, Myanmar, northwest peninsular Malaysia, Thailand, and Vietnam. The IUCN status of stump-tailed macaques is vulnerable. In India, it is found in the south of the Brahmaputra river in the northeastern part of the country. Therefore, option C is the correct answer. Next question is, which of the following best explains Kinzhal? New Galaxy drone, submarine or missile? The correct answer is option D, missile. Recently, the first Sukhoi 34 multipurpose bomber aircraft crew to have fired a Kinzhal missile on Ukraine was presented with state awards. The KH-47M2, nicknamed Kinzhal, that is Dagger, is a nuclear-capable Russian air-launched hypersonic ballistic missile. It was one of 6 next-generation weapons unveiled by Russian President Putin during a speech in March 2018. The Kinzhal can reach speeds of up to Mach 10, that is 12,350 km per hour. It can carry both conventional and nuclear warheads with a payload of up to 480 kg and a thermonuclear option with a 10 to 50 kT warhead. It has a reported range of 1500 to 2000 km. Therefore, option D is the correct answer. Last question is, Gilbert Hill was recently seen in the news. It is associated with which of the following states? Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Telangana or Chhattisgarh? The correct answer is option A, Maharashtra. Recently, the Maharashtra government proposed to develop Gilbert Hill into a tourist spot on the lines of Burj Khalifa in Dubai. It is a 200-foot monolith column of black basalt rock located at Andheri in Mumbai. The rock has a sheer vertical face and was formed when molten lava was squeezed out of the Earth's clefts during the Mesozoic era about 66 million years ago. It was declared a national park in 1952, while the Brihan-Mumbai Municipal Corporation categorized it as a Grade II heritage structure in 2007. The hill is only one of 3 outcrops of volcanic rock worldwide. Arguably the oldest heritage site in the country in its original form, Gilbert Hill has a few temples and a small garden atop. Therefore, option A is the correct answer. Now it's time for the practice question. Consider the following statements regarding district autonomous councils in Manipur. 1. DSEs in Manipur are constitutional bodies established to promote local self-governance. 2. The British established these councils through the Government of India Act of 1935. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2? Send the answer of this question in the comment section. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching.